IceCube just lit up the sports world with a dose of reality, and it's got everyone talking. The founder of the BIG3 league made headlines after TMZ caught up with him at LAX and asked if AngelReese would be getting the same $5 million offer that CaitlinClark was once extended. His answer was clear and candid: no. Not because Reese isn't talented, but because the market, and more specifically sponsors, don't see her as the same kind of draw. That bombshell pulled back the curtain on how decisions are really made in professional sports, where dollars drive everything and fan emotion doesn't always match the data. IceCube explained that the massive offer made to Clark was backed by hard numbers. Sponsors told him directly that Clark's presence would lead to millions in revenue. That wasn't just a hunch or fan hype. It was rooted in measurable outcomes: ratings, attendance, merchandise, and engagement. When it came to Reese, those same sponsors didn't see the same level of return. That kind of honest commentary is rare in a sports world that usually sticks to bland, PR-friendly scripts. But IceCube didn't hold back, and the backlash came fast. Instead of focusing on the underlying business logic, many critics turned the issue personal, accusing him of disrespecting Reese. But he made it crystal clear he respects her as an athlete. This isn't about her skills. It's about what kind of numbers she generates for the league and its partners. The business model for a league like the BIG3 doesn't allow for multi-million-dollar offers unless the ROI is evident. You can't throw money at sentiment. You need proof that a player will bring in cash, fans, and visibility. For CaitlinClark, that proof was overwhelming. Her college games broke attendance records. TV ratings surged when she played. Sponsors lined up to be associated with her. For AngelReese, the numbers simply didn't paint the same picture, at least not at this point. That distinction between talent and marketability is key here. Being a great basketball player doesn't automatically translate to being a commercial powerhouse. And while that may feel unfair to some fans, it's a business truth that leagues and advertisers live by. Yet IceCube is getting flack not for making the decision, but for daring to say it out loud. He didn't invent the criteria. He's just following the rules of a game everyone claims to understand, but few are honest enough to discuss. The reaction has been predictably intense. Social media erupted with criticism, calling him out for singling out Reese or playing favorites. But if you strip away the emotion, all he did was outline the financial rationale behind a high-stakes investment decision. In any business, sports or otherwise, you don't invest millions unless you believe the return is going to exceed the cost. Sponsors analyze everything: fan base, social media impact, merchandise sales, regional appeal, and even media buzz. CaitlinClark checks all those boxes. That's why she got the offer. The same couldn't be said, at least not convincingly, for AngelReese. And while that may sting for fans hoping for equality across the board, this isn't about fairness, it's about feasibility. IceCube wasn't throwing shade. He was just relaying the feedback he got from the people who actually signed the checks. And here's what makes this situation even more interesting. It's happening at a time when everyone is calling for more investment in women's sports. More airtime, better salaries, equal treatment. But those demands need to be grounded in business strategy. If you want athletes to get paid more, you need to show where the money's coming from. High salaries require high revenues. If a player isn't moving the needle for ticket sales or sponsor interest, it becomes difficult to justify those payouts. IceCube's willingness to be blunt about that drew attention for all the right reasons. In a sports world dominated by polished soundbites and vague endorsements of growth, his statement felt jarringly honest. And yet, many fans saw it as controversial. That's the irony. Everyone wants transparency until they hear something they don't like. The BIG3 isn't a charity. It's a league built on strategic partnerships and careful investments. It's got to be smart with how it allocates funds. A $5 million offer isn't a PR stunt. It's a calculated risk, one you only take when the data supports it. This wasn't about denying Reese opportunity. It was about understanding the limitations of market impact at this stage of her career. Hollywood buzzing picked up the buzz quickly, covering both the outrage and the logic behind IceCube's remarks. The debate has revealed more about the expectations fans have than about the actual economics of sports. There's an assumption floating around that all attention in women's basketball should be distributed equally, but that's just not how business works. Marketability varies, and not every star has the same effect on revenue. That doesn't diminish anyone's talent, but it does influence the financial side. Some players become symbols, trends, viral moments. Others don't. It's uncomfortable but true. The firestorm surrounding this story also exposes a bigger problem. Fans attacking the messenger instead of understanding the message. IceCube didn't create the market, he's navigating it. In fact, his league depends on making smart calls based on sponsor input. If that feedback says one player can generate millions and another can't, he's not going to pretend otherwise. That's called being a responsible executive. And the fact that he delivered that message himself, instead of hiding behind vague statements or sending a spokesperson, should count for something. Still, he's being labeled as harsh or unfair, even though what he said reflects how every sports league operates behind the scenes. The part that's getting lost in all this is how much attention this conversation brings to the business side of women's sports. It shines a light on what it actually takes to build leagues, fund salaries, and sustain interest. You need stars who not only perform on the court, but also dominate the headlines, inspire brand loyalty, and fill arenas. CaitlinClark did that. That's why the offer was made. AngelReese might get there. But today, according to those footing the bill, she's not there yet. The sooner fans accept that different players bring different types of value, the easier it will be to have real conversations about growth in the sport. Equal opportunity doesn't always mean equal outcomes, and that's a truth every professional athlete learns eventually. Sponsors care about returns. Viewership drives deals. Public interest shapes contracts. This isn't about personal bias, it's about business math. As more money flows into women's basketball, expect these conversations to become even more frequent and more intense. The difference is, not everyone will have the guts to say what IceCube did. He's taking the heat now, but in time, this kind of transparency might be exactly what pushes the sport toward more sustainable financial models. The reaction to his comments proves how emotionally charged these issues are. People want their favorite players to succeed. They want to believe that talent alone is enough. But Hollywood buzzing understands the real game being played, one that's fueled by market forces, not just fan passion. The lesson here isn't that AngelReese failed. It's that the path to big money offers involves more than athletic ability. It takes brand power, public engagement, sponsor alignment, and proven revenue generation. That's the reality of pro sports. And if more athletes and fans approached it that way, we'd probably see fewer surprises and a lot more clarity. What's unfolding now isn't just a headline. It's a case study in how women's basketball is growing and evolving. Not everyone will agree with IceCube's take, but he didn't say anything that industry insiders don't already know. And if fans can move past the outrage, there's a valuable takeaway here. The next generation of stars won't just be defined by how they play, but by how they influence the entire sports economy. It's time to accept that and build with that knowledge. Whether you agree or not, this moment is going to shape conversations around contracts, sponsorships, and media attention for years to come. So what's your take? Is IceCube being brutally honest, or just brutal? Drop your thoughts below, and don't forget to follow Hollywood Buzzing for more real talk from inside the sports world.